Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Logan, and I'm here with my amazing co-host.
It's your boy Brayden Noble.
Yes, sir. Welcome to episode 4 of Actors
There's
POV.
POV.
We're here,
Boom.
baby. 4 episodes
here.
in. I'm feeling good, dude. Listen, it's crazy to think that we've already done 4 of these. That's what's kind of throwing me off. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
We're 4 in, bro.
We're
crazy.
4 in.
Crazy, but you guys have been awesome, man. You guys have been showing support. I know I start out every podcast saying that, or every episode saying that, but it's true. You guys are doing amazing stats wise, so we really do appreciate it, and we're getting more and more people interacting with our videos and stuff, which is awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support. Seriously means a lot. Brayden, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling like a villain. Honestly, life's been fine. Bit of a slower week, but that's good. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's good after all the crazy.
You had a wild week last week, so it's good to kind of just
Had a
relax
wild
little
week
bit,
last
you know?
week. Exactly. Yeah.
We haven't really done a podcast since the Super Bowl. As everybody watching knows, Brayden is a big Eagles fan, so you just kind of want to get out your feelings.
Listen, Philly isn't a poverty franchise. I stand by that. You win some, you lose some, and I'm not the player, so I don't care. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was Jalen Hurts, I would have ran that ball. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit more, but I can't blame it on him. Honestly, he should have he got MVP stats. He did better than Patrick Mahomes.
It's the defense.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was the defense. Kind of let him down, and I really thought I was preaching. That's what was going to get us there, but they're like, stank the bed.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, and I'll stand by that last call being trash. That holding call, terrible call. And to be honest,
Terrible call.
Here's we'll dive into everything in a second, guys. For everybody that doesn't care about football, I just want to say this real quick. For when it comes to referees, I don't think there's such thing as a bad call. I think it's just consistency. You know, you can't, like, in this game, they let everything slide, and then the slightest hold on a big play, which would have been the end, by the way, of the Chiefs, right? That would have been a big stop. Then they call a flag. That doesn't make any sense to me, dude. It would make sense if they were calling a flag on every little thing going on, throughout the entire game, because it's a consistency thing. But it just kind of came out of the blue. So if you're going to throw a flag every single play, throw a flag every single play. If you're going to let the players play, let the players play. Figure out what you want to do. And they didn't do that. So that's why I wasn't a big fan of that call.
It was pretty disappointing, I won't lie.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. We were together, obviously.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was just so heartbreaking. I just told everyone, like, wow. Everyone was like, don't talk to him.
It's all right. No, I listen. I'm surprised you weren't more angry. Which I know you're somebody who likes to just kind of control your emotions. But if my Florida Gators made it to the national championship and lost, I would probably cry. I would literally cry. I'm not gonna lie.
I almost got there. I got really close.
But you guys also won recently. You know what I mean? Florida Gators, we haven't
Yeah.
won since 2008. I've never seen it. So that's probably why I would probably be like literally depressed for probably a month. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
But at least you experienced it a little bit, but you never know when that Super Bowl is going to happen again. So I get it too, bro. I get it too. But no, great game by the Chiefs. So they played a good game, and that turf was also trash, but both teams had to deal with that.
You're going to go down as a legend. It's confirmed.
That comeback, people aren't talking about that comeback as much as I thought they would. It's weird.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's talking about it. Yeah, crazy
Mahomes,
stuff, man.
Pat Magic.
Crazy stuff, Pat Magic. But yeah, enough of the football stuff. You guys are here to listen to us for some reason talk about movies and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do, baby. Me and Brayden watched a movie yesterday, dude. It's
Boom.
yesterday. Doesn't feel like yesterday. It feels
doesn't feel like
a couple days
yesterday.
ago, but whatever.
Right?
It's really
Holy
weird.
crap.
We say that every time, but it's true. So yeah, we saw Ant-Man Quantumania. So it was really interesting, man. Went to the Universal Orlando movie theater, which is my favorite movie theater to go to, and we had a hell of a time, man. So do you want to kind of read the synopsis real quick?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp find themselves exploring the quantum realm, interacting with strange new creatures and embarking on an adventure that pushes them beyond the limits of what they thought was possible.
There we go.
Boom.
There you
Paul
go.
Rudd stepping back up in the suit, baby.
Dude, that was like so polar opposite of the Everything Everywhere All at Once synopsis. Like that was so anticlimactic. Like I don't know, I expected more from the synopsis, but whatever, we'll stick with it. It's all right.
I know, right?
Like, dude, that other synopsis, dude, Everything Everywhere All at Once was like that was badass. Like that was one of my
I know,
favorite
right?
synopsises I've ever like heard. And then we got this one, but yeah, man. So this movie, because it's gonna come out on Monday, getting a lot of hate.
I saw that.
Bro, I didn't watch any reviews, but I went through Instagram comments, and oh my god, people are saying this is the worst Marvel movie ever.
And that's crazy to
And I'm
me.
like, have you
I
seen Ghost
understand
Rider?
some people's yeah, I understand some people's opinions and concerns. Like I agree, it's some stuff we've talked about, but like that doesn't make it the worst movie ever. Like it was
It's
still a
so
really good
stupid.
movie. I think it's
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's the funniest Marvel movie that's been made.
I'm with you
It's
on
up
that.
there.
I'm,
You
I'm,
know what I
I'm
mean? It's
yeah.
definitely top three.
Easy, easy.
Hilarious.
And like you said, the negatives and the hate that you're hearing is actually it makes sense. Like I
Yeah.
totally agree with the hate. That's exactly what it deserves. It's just I see a lot more of the positives, and I think I enjoyed myself a little more. You know what I mean? Just because I'm
Yeah.
not as like connected to the MCU as I was. After Endgame, I just kind of fell kind of out of it a little bit. Now I'm just kind of like slowly kind of tracing it.
Well, something that we've
For me,
talked about is like, why do you have to watch a series to like watch a movie to
yeah.
understand what the hell's going on?
Hmm.
That's so stupid.
Especially this
It's
movie.
not stupid, but like, it's a cool thing, but it shouldn't be a necessity. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know?
I'm with you.
So,
I'm with you. So I'm like Brayden just said, I'm not a big fan of the series. Which I like that they are doing series. That's cool, but don't make it a big part of the story. And
mhm.
Kang was introduced in Loki.
Yes.
And he had some big moments there, and I just didn't see it. Didn't watch Loki. The
Me
only Marvel series I watched was
neither.
WandaVision, which is a really good show, by the way.
Really.
Really enjoyed
I've
that.
seen a few episodes of each, you know what I mean? I'm
It's
never like
sure. Yeah,
consistent with
just watch the
finishing things.
recap. That's all you gotta do is watch the recap. But yeah, man. So, uh, yeah. Let's just kind of dive into our little summary. 1 minute
Yeah.
summary that we do. I'll start this week. Ant-Man Quantumania. Great film. Really enjoyed it. Had a really good time. Laughed some of the probably the hardest I've laughed in the movie theater ever at some points. We get MODOK. Dude,
Modoc.
MODOK, bro. Like, what? That was really cool. They did a really good job with him. I think that Kang is my favorite MCU villain. A lot of good moments with him, and just the cast overall did a really good job. I do have some negatives though, and the two big negatives I have are the first act and then what they did with Kang at the end of the movie, which those are the two biggest cons that you hear when people talk about this movie, especially the Kang
Hmm.
thing, and I 100% agree. So we'll
Absolutely.
get into that in a little bit. But yeah, those are my pros and cons. Overall, really enjoyed the film. I don't understand the hate. I understand the hate, but I don't understand the level of hate it's getting. That's kind of ridiculous to me. There's way worse
Mhm.
Marvel movies, especially when this movie did everything it wanted to do, and I think succeeded in some aspects, not all of them.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
All right. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much gonna agree on a lot of things there. I thought it was a great movie. Like I said, a few minutes ago, I think it's pretty much the funniest Marvel movie, if not like a top three funniest Marvel movie. I love what they did with MODOK's character and how they tied him into the story, and it actually makes sense. They used him to make tons of comedic jokes, and I really enjoyed the story. Like it was definitely better than the second one, in my opinion. I think it was in contention with the first one, and I agree with Logan. There's tons of worse Marvel movies, and I think the two main problems, like I said, Logan already said these, is it's really slow at the beginning. It's hard to get into, and once you get there, it's like, oh yeah, thank God we're finally there. And there are cool cameos as well. I will have to say the acting in this movie and the actors in this movie is awesome. And then the other one is what they did with King at the end. which it is a negative now, but if they do the right thing in time, in retrospect, it won't be as bad. But that's what sucks is as of right now, it's gonna get looked at badly, poorly. But in time, if they do the do something that we might talk about, we'll talk about it here in a second. What we were talking about when we saw the movie, they could maybe say what they did, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So
there you go. We
there you
overall
go.
enjoyed the movie. Just a lot of big cons. And Brayden, I read something somewhere that kind of adds on to the Kang thing. So we'll just kind of dive into the cons first, and we'll start with the
Okay.
Kang. The big problem that we both have with Kang is that you take this character that was so awesome in the second act. Like, dude,
Definitely became our
Jonathan
favorite. Yeah, he
Jonathan
embodied the
Majors, dude,
character.
unreal actor. Was
Yeah.
so excited to see him as King, and he did not disappoint. I mean, this guy absolutely killed it, bro. Killed
Yep.
it. And he was actually terrifying. Like, he was
Yeah,
a
Kang intrigues me a lot
scary.
more than Thanos, I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie.
dude. And that's just one movie. And he was just terrifying, dude. Scary, malicious. You didn't know what to expect from him next. It was like you could have killed anybody at any time, and I didn't really feel that with Thanos, but I felt that. Well, I felt that with Thanos in Endgame, but I
There's
felt
a
that
different
every
presence.
second.
He relied on the
Yeah,
glove, is what we talked about.
right. When Kang he's so powerful,
Yeah,
which
he's just an entity.
that's what I'm
It's
saying.
crazy.
And then you go into the third act, and you just throw all of that away.
You just schmuzzle on it.
That's what I'm saying. So you take King, who you give so much power to, and you make him scary and fierce, and you're actually worried about Paul Rudd. You're worried about all these other characters that you actually love because you think that, well, you don't think, you know that this guy can literally just snap his fingers or just point at you and kill him at
And
any
they're
second.
done. Yeah.
So that's what was so terrifying. And then in the third act, he gets destroyed by an army of ants.
Okay, well, I actually kind of like that part. I
That
like
no,
the
no,
ants
that
part,
was
getting over
cool.
Swarm.
That it was a cool design, but this man's supposed to be fighting against the Avengers in Secret Wars. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Like that's where, like, you need an army. All it takes is an army of ants, but yet Captain America, or not Captain America, but Miss Marvel. You're gonna have all the Marvels. You're gonna have the new Marvels movie coming out later this year. You have all
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
Doctor Strange, Spider Man. It's gonna take all of them to beat Kang, compared to a bunch of an army of ants. Like that messes with me, bro. I don't know why. That just, it left a salty taste in my mouth, and I told you that too. I was like, the way
Yeah.
that they treated him at the end was so dumb. And I read somewhere, Brayden, that version of Kang is dead. He's dead. So that kind of throws away all our hope. So that's what they've been saying online. That's why they said remember that council meeting at the end in the post credit scene, where
Yeah.
all the guys are the different
So
versions
it really
of Kangs.
is true.
Yeah, they mentioned that. I guess this is what people were saying online, and I don't think they lie about this because it's pretty obvious, and I must have just missed it. They mentioned that Kang, that version of Kang, is dead. And if
They
that
did
is
say it at the end, but I just kind of thought like maybe they thought he was dead. You
right,
know what I mean?
right, no, that's true.
But they would know better, right?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Oh, that's wild.
If it's true, then it makes me feel even worse. Like
But the only thing is, like, at least it was like, and this is a spoiler alert, at least it was his own device, that got him there. It was that certain type of magic. It was his mental. That was like his brain built into it, and then it just imploded in on itself. You know what I mean? So it necessarily wasn't. It's still stupid, but at least it wasn't like he got his like ass kicked and he was bleeding out on the floor and went out. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess. I mean, MODOK came back and helped out. Remember at the end?
Yeah,
I see what you're saying, but like,
exploding in all that like portal energy. So
yeah, it's just you take a character and you make this new villain look vulnerable.
exactly. No,
No,
I
no
totally
matter,
agree with you
even
there.
if the Avengers showed up, it's like you already showed that this guy has a weakness, and that he can
Yeah.
die like that. So
By ants,
we're supposed to be
colony of ants.
a colony of ants, an advanced colony. Apparently,
We just need Ant-Man,
bro.
We just need
Literally,
Ant-Man to show up.
that's all we need. So that's what really threw me off. And And even if he does get stronger, like I'm not as fearful anymore. Like, dude, that feeling that I had for Kang, we both had the same feeling. Just how scared we were. Like, bro, if he can kill Spider-Man, he can kill anybody by just looking at them.
For real.
And that just kind of went away from me. Like, and I dude, that feeling, I've never felt like that with any Marvel villain ever in the MCU. Yeah. And with him, I was scared. I was like,
he was
dude,
literally toying with Paul Rudd's Ant-Man and
that's what I'm saying, man.
And the rest of the crew. He was literally toying with them.
Yeah.
So it just, and that's where like Logan makes a valid point of like, once you get to the third arc, it's just like, how? You know what I mean? It's almost like it's an imposter, or think like, what happened? What changed?
Yeah. It was weird. I'm just not a big fan of that. And I'm really, really interested and worried to see what the future of the MCU is going to be, because if this guy's going to be this Thanos in this new saga, I don't know how that's going to go out, man. Like, the reason I think Thanos works so well is because you never saw him. You saw him in post-credit scenes, and then out of nowhere you see him in Infinity War. And with King, it's like he just had a whole solo movie with Ant-Man. So we already know everything about him. Like, here's my thing, man, with me. When it comes to movies, I'm a purist, and what that means is I usually love the first entries the most because they're the most mysterious. The story's fresh. You don't know a lot about the characters. You don't know a lot about the story, the setting. None of that.
Create their own idea of what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. You don't always have to show the audience. You have to let the audience think sometimes and imagine it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with a horror movie, not every kill has to be on screen. Put it off screen. Show the aftermath. Let the audience think about what actually happened. Let them imagine it. The imagination's powerful. And you know, throughout the Infinity Saga, you imagine Thanos. You imagine what he would be like at full power with the glove. You know what I mean? Yes. And with this guy,
finally saw, we were all like,
you were like, holy shit! Like, what's happening?
Yeah, like,
and
what the hell?
With Kang, I feel like he can get more powerful, but I feel like I know him. It's like a dude across the street that you see every day walking, back from the store with a gallon of milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, bro, but I love a mystery and I love mystique. And the MCU and this saga just kind of threw it all away from me. You know what I mean?
Because, like, you look at it, we're sitting here during this fight, and, like, pre-Kang versus Ant-Man, we're sitting here like, yeah, Kang's, like, destroying Thanos. Like, maybe if he has the full glove, then it's a contention. But, like, if they're going one-on-one as normal beings, like, he's just destroying him.
Even with the glove, dude. Because Kang, with the glove. Remember when Kang has that little, like, that power or whatever, when he has, like, control of time, he can change time, he can do some weird stuff. So he almost has the time stone. You know what I mean?
He can go to a different dimension where he has the glove.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Right. Exactly, dude. So he's even more powerful in a way. So, like, I'm just really, really curious to see what happens. You've shown that this guy can be defeated. So that's just kind of my big con with it. Brayden, do you want to add anything on to the Kang stuff?
No, I feel like, we were shooting points back and together. Pretty much everything Logan said, and it just is a little disappointing because, like, I was going at, like, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, wow, he's destroying Thanos. But, like, then you see the fight with Ant-Man, and it's like, Ant-Man, he's putting up the dukes a little bit, ends up getting a little on the losing team. Boom, Wasp comes back, it's endgame. You know what I mean? That's what finished it off. And then, like, they 2v1'd him and he was beaten. And it's like they banished him because he was power hungry. That's what's insinuated. So it's like until they go more in depth into his character, it leaves a lot of speculation and not in a good way. You know what I mean? It doesn't leave you in a good sight of what Kang is, because now he just kind of looks like a chump. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
him and MODOK made it to the same point in the movie. Like, you know what I mean? They so whereas Thanos destroyed the entire Avengers. So I don't know. It's exactly what Logan was saying, guys. But it's a great movie overall. You know what I mean? We can hop into the positives if you want.
Well, I got one more negative I want to hit too, which is the first act. We're talking about how slow it is.
Yeah.
So these are literally the two negatives that you see everywhere. Like, dude, I haven't seen another one. The other,
I've seen the comments, the same thing. Yeah.
yeah. The only other negative other than those two is like it's saying that it has stupid comedy, like it's too slapstick. But we'll get in. That's positives for me, and we'll get into that.
I thought it was funny.
It's an Ant-Man movie. What do you expect, dude? Oh my god, yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, no, the first act is really slow. I was sitting there watching this, and I was like, bro, I am just not in it right now. I was like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not engaged, not into it. The visuals are cool. The visuals are cool. It's
Yes.
cool to see these, these old Ant-Man characters, Hank Pym and the Wasp and all that. That's cool, man. But I'm not into it. And then out of nowhere, once Jonathan Majors comes in, dude, what a guy. Let's just talk about him too. All right, we can get to that in the positives. Incredible actor, does a great job here. I was engaged
Absolutely.
and I was stuck to the screen the rest of the movie. But that first act is really tough to get through. It is long and dragged out and uninteresting
Hmm.
for
And
me
it's
personally.
like you look at something like Guardians of the Galaxy. It has that visual effect, and even in Ant-Man 2. The problem with why the first act of this movie is so slow is because at least in the second one when we're venturing to the quantum realm, it's for a very limited time. You don't have really much time to familiarize what's going on, what the area is, and they don't have to go into depth on who lives there, what this place actually is. They just kind of have to show them escaping. This movie they had to create, it was basically like introducing Wakanda all over again, but it's not, you know what I mean? You were
Yeah.
introducing it so late into the series. You're trying to add on to the story. It's hard to do all of these things, you know what I mean? And they did it in a good way. But it is from the second movie to the beginning of the third movie, it's kind of like where's the time jump? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, you're
There's
right.
quite a jump, you know what I
You're right.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm with
but
you there, dude. It's a really weird first act, but once you get past that, this movie's just absolute gold.
yeah,
One more
it gets
negative,
better.
it does. One more negative I want to throw out there too. I hate Ant-Man's daughter. I don't know why her character is annoying.
Really?
I told you about this in the theater. I was like, dude, I can't stand her for some reason. She was just annoying. She was super. She was she's an uninteresting character compared to everybody else. Like everybody else has something, and then her and Paul Rudd. Well, I don't know Ant Man's name in the movie. What is it? Uh, I don't know Ant Man's name.
Scott
Scott. Oh yeah, Scott Lang. Uh,
Scott Lang.
he has good moments with his daughter. Like, when he's teaching her how to fight in the suit. Remember, it's like you click and punch or whatever. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That was really funny. That was a really good moment. But her character overall, I was just not into. I love the actress. She's great. She's a great actress. It's just her character wasn't really working for me when it comes to just being interesting compared to everybody else. When you got MODOK and Kang and Ant-Man, it's really
Yeah.
hard to kind of stand up to those. And get on their level and freaking, the man,
Yeah.
that made the cameo, which we're gonna get to in a
Yep.
second. It's so hard to kind of get up to their level. But she did a good job. Just the character wasn't as interesting for me
And I
personally.
agree
But
with you. It's not her fault.
no,
It's
it's not
with
her
the
fault at all.
writing, and that's
Mm.
just what and it's something I kind of do like, but at the same time that's what keeps her not as interested of party is that she isn't experienced. Like even like how like Florence Pugh's character, like Hawkeye's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Uh,
Um No, not
no,
Florence Pugh, dude. I'm
no, what?
totally so off right
Oh,
now. Yeah, yeah. Um,
uh,
Haley,
Haley Seinfeld.
Haley Seinfeld. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know why I said Florence Pugh. I'm
yeah.
so sorry. Everyone listening, don't
The
smack
other
me.
really, really good looking girl. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So like at least her character is like badass. She kicks ass. You know what I mean? She destroys.
sure.
This character, she didn't really like. You know what I mean? She was just a girl in a suit. She just had a suit, like she
Yeah,
said. So
not a
it's
lot of personality. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it is.
She's still daddy's girl. Like they
Yeah.
didn't really give her depth because of the whole time jump, I feel like, and that's
Which
kind
which
of
makes sense because that might have messed up the pacing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
we're not hating on anything. Like there's stuff that we don't know. We're just saying from our point of view. We don't know obviously the factors that went into it, but I feel like her character could have had a little bit more going on.
Yeah, a little more juicy juice. And
Just a
especially I
little
made a
bit.
comment at the end, why was it the Wasp that came out? The whole movie was focused on Ant-Man and his daughter. his daughter should have been the one to come out and help him fight Kang at the end. Even though, like, maybe that wasn't the best option, like fighting wise, but it made more sense into the story, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm with
But
you. I'm
that's my
100%
last
with
level
you.
con.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. I remember you turned to me and said that too, right at the end. You're like, "Why
Hmm.
did they do that?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel it." And this obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp get left in the quantum realm, or not quantum.
Hmm.
Yeah. At the end, that's gonna lead to something. Obviously, that story's gonna continue. I just don't know where it's gonna go, what's gonna happen. So that might make sense
Yeah.
later on. But I feel like I agree with you. Having Scott Lang and his daughter there together while the Wasp was outside of the realm trying to get in. I think that would make a really good fourth film, or obviously into the Avengers movies coming up. So, yeah,
Hmm.
we'll see how they. It's just going to depend on how they go forward with that. But I do agree I would have probably brought the daughter in for sure. I think that would have been
Yeah.
a smart choice
I
because, like you said, it
understand
was
what they
focused on
did
it.
with her finding them,
Yeah,
but it
for
would have
sure.
been cool.
Also, the whole mess was started because of her. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that. I'm just saying. I'm just
for
saying.
real. She
Um,
admits it.
exactly. And like her like getting into jail and stuff. Like I don't know. I wasn't. It was just I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big
right?
fan of the character. Um, but yeah, man. So there's our negatives. Now we got positives, bro. I'm really hyped to dive into these, dude. We have this movie we enjoyed both so much.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There really is a lot. Let's start with the characters, man. Paul Rudd does his thing again. I think we both agree.
Always
I
does his
mean,
thing.
that dude is just unreal, man. He never ages. He's like 50
Yeah,
years
right?
old and looks like he's 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, unreal. Great performances by him again. The whole cast did awesome. You of course have Jonathan Majors, bro, as
It was
Kang.
so amazing.
I mean, one of the best
Best
performances
performance,
for.
probably my favorite performance of the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he does it like it's weird. He's so menacing, but he does it in such a um like calming way. Like there's no effort involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just naturally comes to him as an actor, and you love to see that. Forced performances can be really, really bad. That's not a forced performance, especially when you're a villain. You know how they try to do the deep voice and try to be all menacing. He didn't do that,
No, it
bro.
was just
Like
like
it
it
came
was
naturally.
him. Yeah, he
Yeah, man.
embodied Kang.
He really did, and it worked so well. So just a really, really good job by him and that character. And yeah, and of course you get the amazing MODOK.
MODOK was awesome. I love how they tied his character, and that was like
Darren.
that may have been the best thing because of how they tied him in, but that was the second best, performance for me. I was very, very happy with seeing Darren return as MODOK.
Bro, and we got to talk about the moment while we're at it, dude. Just that little moment at the end that had me and dude, me
Yo,
and
we
Brayden
were
were
in the
both
theater
dying.
dying
Like I
laughing.
was crying. I was crying laughing, dude.
Dying.
So when Modok's, defeats Kang at the end and he's dying, he looks up at Paul Rudd and Ant-Man and he's like, I'm a part of the Avengers now, yeah? And then Paul Rudd sits there, looks over at the Wasp, and it's like this 6 to 7 seconds of just like pure silence.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And then like MODOK did not see that. He did not read his face at all. He just was happy. He thought he was part of the Avengers, and it was, dude, I was
It did, 'cause
dying,
from the
dog.
minute the scene started to finish, like he walked over and he was like, "You were always like a brother to me,
Yeah.
Scott." And he was like, I was super like,
Oh my
who the
god.
fuck are you?"
Dude, it was so gold, bro.
It
I've
was
never laughed that
hilarious.
hard in a movie theater ever.
I really enjoyed and it's a meme. It is a meme. You even said in the theater it would go around being a meme, but the scene where she's like, "You just need to stop. You just need to stop being like this." And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about." She's like, "Just stop being a dick."
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to not be a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I've
whole
seen some
conversation.
memes about it, but I love that scene. I thought it was just so like that's just like how it is. It's straight up.
It's true,
Like,
and
just
it's like
stop
real
being a dick.
conversations. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
stupid, but it's real. Like that's a big con I heard people talk about a lot. Was this is slapstick? It's dumb humor. It's like
That's
it's
how
real
people
humor.
talk in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Swear to
little
God.
that little conversation felt so real. And Scott Lang's daughter, that was my favorite scene from her because it
Because they
felt
knew
so
each
true and
other.
authentic. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So no, that was just a really funny moment, dude. So really good job by MODOK. I mean, when we talked about this, me and Brayden played Marvel's Alliance the old video game on the
Oh
Xbox
yeah, man.
360, man. And MODOK was obviously one of the first like main villains you come across. And
Yes.
dude, it was so cool like seeing him on screen for the first time and done so well. They could have screwed his
And that's
character up
and
and
that's
his
my
character
thing. I think
design.
that's a big pro. I feel like the villains in this movie were just so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. They were so done well. Um, had me pulled in every moment. Even the comedy was there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you felt bad for them. Sometimes you hated them, and sometimes you're just like, "Geez, what's going on?"
Which
But
I'm glad you said that. I want to get to that in a second with how Kang is kind of an anti-hero in a way.
yeah,
Remember we were talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But no, with MODOK, I remember you also said that you wish you saw more of him, and I agree. It
a hundred
sucks.
percent.
He died in a good way. They tied up
He
his character
died,
perfectly, but
but like, why would you introduce him now? Like, I
yeah,
would have loved to see him when they introduced Doctor Doom down the line, or I don't know how they'll make it maybe do it again, but it just is unfortunate because his character was so good and they tied him in so well. It's like, why?
yeah,
Why? Hmm. My bad. Why would you take him so fast?
yeah,
Why take him from me so
yeah.
soon? It's not fair.
It sucks, which means that they did a good job with the character. That means that he was fun
Yeah,
and
yeah,
entertaining. So yeah, a good job right
100%.
there by Marvel with him, dude. I mean, really good job. And then Kang being an anti-hero, man. You know, his another big negative that we had was his, which we didn't kind of talk about, was Kang's what do you call it? Motive. His motive was
His motive.
weird. It was I forgot
That's
exactly
why
what
we
threw me
liked him more
off.
than Thanos because
Yeah.
Thanos' motive was always so clear. He
Yeah.
made it clear on what he wanted.
Right. Right.
Kang, you don't know. He says he knows what's gonna happen, and you don't know what it is, and you don't know why. And it's like,
Right, because
who
he's
is
played
this
as this
guy?
good guy, but this bad guy at the same time. And when you look at it, it's kind of like Thanos. It's like I understand where Thanos is coming from. He, you know, the universe and all these universes can't have this many people. You know what I mean? It can't, um, you know, I guess thrive with that
Coexist.
many people. Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
it makes sense, but he just obviously went about it with killing 50% of all living things.
Yeah.
But then you look at King, it's kind of the same thing. It's a double-edged sword. Do you release him back into the world and kill all these people and all these different universes that aren't your people on Earth, or do you let these different kings and this different group that he got exiled from all get together and destroy Earth? So
Yeah.
what do we do? You know what I mean? So King is put in a position where I don't blame him. I'd probably do the same thing. You know what I mean? If I got exiled, I'd do the same thing, right?
I'd want to get the hell out of there and go back for him.
Right, exactly. So like, what would you do? You would survive. You would fight to survive. So
Yeah.
I totally understand where Kang's coming from, and it's a character that you can relate to, which I think is another reason why his character was done so well. So yeah, Kang was a really fun character overall. And then the little juice guy that you had to drink from
Dude, he was so awesome.
dude, he was hilarious, bro.
Oh,
Dude,
oh. Can you hear
bro.
us? I was like, what the
Dude, like he was like so cute, bro. His little voice and everything, dude, it was great. And then like his whole
Yeah.
thing was like getting holes in his body because he didn't have any holes. And then
Yeah.
at the end, he gets just destroyed by like a bunch of the Kang's people. His little like weird, like they looked like the what's that one show a Squid Game. They looked like the Squid Game guards, didn't it?
Yeah, they kind of did a
Yeah,
little
that's what
bit.
kind of threw me off. But anyway, he got destroyed, like, shot a bunch of times by him. And he looks down and he's like, I got holes. And I even said that before he said the line. I'm like, yep, that's exactly what he's going to say. And that's what he said. And then he sucked all of them into his holes paws. And yeah, it was funny, dude. It was a really good character arc for him. And I was hoping he wasn't going to die, too. We talked about that. I was like, just don't kill him.
Yeah.
Don't kill him.
No, and I really
Um,
liked the characters. Like, I liked the guy that could read the minds. He was
he was
very
cool.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
loved his character.
Didn't have a lot
And
of moments either.
yeah, he needed a little bit more. I did like the lady, the leading tribal lady that lived in the quantum realm already.
Hmm.
She was cool, but I think the main draw for side characters that you and me talked about was Bill Murray's character.
Oh, yo, dude.
Bro, didn't expect that at
Yo.
all. And when he came out, I was like, what? the hell?
dude. And then
It's freaking Bill Murray.
and his character story. That whole we talked about this. That whole sequence is so
Yo,
weird, bro.
his character was like a sleazy little dirtbag,
Yeah,
low
it
key.
was, bro. Like right in front of like the lady's husband too, man. Right in front of
He was
Hank.
like the
That was
Hugh
so
Hefner of
weird.
the quantum realm, dog.
Yeah, and then like what was his one line that was super funny, bro? He was like, oh yeah, but you know she has a lot of or her human qualities work in good ways or something like that. Something about
Oh
her
yeah,
human
yeah, because
qualities.
he was like, aren't you technically human? He was like, no, but technically yes, in the ways that matter. And he looked
Yeah.
at her, and I was like, and that's something that they did. And then
Oh,
like Hank
dude.
was like, they're talking about how they slept with other people, and then he was like, she wasn't you, baby. And then like, oh dude, it was so funny. There were so many good moments in that movie.
It threw me off. Like it was that whole thing was so funny, bro. And yeah, it was that like really slapstick, stupid comedy, but it worked for me. Like I enjoyed it. It was awesome, man. So, yeah, just the characters overall were awesome, and then the story was fun. I'm trying to think of what else I need to hit. Um, yeah, this Marvel did a good job in creating a beautiful world too. You know what I mean? It's the quantum realm.
Yeah,
And I think the set design was awesome. I
it
really
was so
enjoyed it.
cool.
Um,
And the different beasts and like
yeah,
species and races, it was really cool. I really
yeah,
liked how they did it.
it was really awesome. So yeah, man. Overall, I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else you want to hit on the positives, man? I think we kind of hit everything.
No, yeah, yeah, no, we were just jabbing back and forth
Yeah,
today. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
That was pretty smooth, man. I'm feeling
Playing
good.
tennis with those
Yeah, just a little bit.
with the points there. Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, look at us, bro. So yeah, man. Let's do our ranking. Let's go ahead and rate it. Our 1 to 10 rating, baby.
Bah, 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 bah.
I'll
Okay.
I'll go. Wait, did I go first last time or did
I think,
I don't know. I'll just go first here.
yeah.
So if you wrapped up Kang's character in a good way, this movie would be a 9 something out of 10. But because of that, I'm gonna bring it down to about I'd say like a 8.4, 8.4 out of 10, just because I wasn't a same
Dude,
one.
we did this last
We did
week,
it
dude.
again.
That's freaking insane.
No
That's
way.
insane, dude.
Dog,
Yo.
I was gonna say 8.6, but I brought it down to 8.5 and then 8.4. That's
I was
wild.
between 8.4 and 8.2, but 8.4 is
Okay.
my like original one, and I was like, yeah, I think that's probably what I would go with.
Dog,
That's
look at
freaking
us, bro.
crazy,
That's
dude.
wild. This is gonna be a TikTok clip.
It's not, no, it's not, dude. It can't happen every time. This
That's
is,
weird. That's really weird. But yeah, an
no, I
8.4 for me,
totally
dude.
agree. Holy
Um,
shit.
just because like I said, the first act brought it down a little bit, and then the ending with King. But what really brings it up for me is King's character. The feeling
Hmm.
that I'm probably gonna watch it again tomorrow. My little brother wants to go see it, so I'm probably gonna go
Oh,
watch it with
yeah.
him again. And I want to see if my feelings change a little bit.
Hmm.
But I want to see if I feel the same way about Kang in the second act, because dude, his character in the second act was just perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Everything down to the minute detail. It was
The
perfect, dude.
minute detail.
It was great stuff, man. And
When New
that
York.
we're starting that again.
No,
Jesus.
no, no, no. Put it to rest.
So and that's what saves it from being a 7 point something for me, or maybe even a
Yeah.
6 point something. Just Jonathan Majors overall is what carries this film. And yeah, man, I really really enjoyed his portrayal of Kang and his character. So that's why it's an 8.4 for me. Just because it was a feeling that I never got from an MCU character before.
No, I totally agree. Kang came in one movie and kind of like made me think, wow, this guy would destroy anybody in the MCU. I really loved his performance. I love Ant-Man. I think Paul Rudd's awesome. I think he plays his character great. I think the story was super fun and super cool. I think the movie was done overall really well. I think it's on a very similar tier to Multiverse of Madness. Like, I don't know why it's getting so much hate, and I think it's even a little bit better in terms of acting, and it's way funnier, dude. It's so funny. So many moments that we just reminded ourselves of that we, maybe didn't even realize when we were thinking about it, but it's a really good movie. And like I said, I was saying 8.4 too. Um, the only reason it wasn't in like an 8.8, 8.9, maybe like a 9.0 is for the fact of like the ending with Kang and just kind of like the slow pacing at the beginning. It was hard not hard to get into, but you're like kind of just it has to be slow
Yeah.
so you understand what's going on later.
Right.
So, but no, it was overall great film, man. Awesome,
It
awesome
was.
MCU film. I don't know why people are hating on it so much.
I don't get it. It's like like people are hating on it for the same things that the first two Ant-Man movies were. Like, oh, the comedy
Mhm.
was slapstick. Have you seen the first two Ant-Man movies? That's what they were. The
Yeah.
first Ant-Man especially it was a stupid comedy. So why are we
Yeah.
picking and choosing? I don't know.
And
It's
why do people always look for something like bad
well,
about it? Like
especially with MCU, like that's all people want to do is look for something bad to hate on the MCU. MCU is just wanting to get
you're
hate,
acting
and
like these are supposed to be like Oscar written, movies. Like in terms of like they're done Oscar like performance level in my opinion on how the effects and stuff are, but like you know what I mean? Like they're
yeah, man,
not it's sometimes it's not gonna be like The Irishman or The
it's
Godfather. You know what I mean? You're not
so
gonna get these like freaking top notch stories, so you can't
yeah,
expect that, but you have to be like grateful that you are getting these awesome stories for what they are.
exactly, man,
Because they're
exactly.
definitely a lot worse in my opinion, and this is might be a hot take for some fans, you can tell me that in the comments. The entire Thor franchise is way worse than this third Ant-Man movie. Like
So,
I like this third Ant-Man movie above all of the Thor movies. Maybe
we talked about how we disagreed a little bit on that.
Maybe Ragnarok is a little different, but yeah, and Logan, Logan doesn't agree too much.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a hot take. Maybe I'm just saying in the moment.
No, no, you're. I think you're right. People hate the first two Thor movies. I really like the first Thor movie. Second one, eh. But the first Thor movie's like a top 15 Marvel movie for me, dude. I'm not gonna lie. MCU movie. I
Yeah,
really really enjoyed it. Might be like number 15, 14 for me. But yeah. It was good. It was definitely good, and I had a good
it was
time
good.
watching it. And if you are watching this on the YouTube clip after, make sure you guys give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below what your thoughts on the movie are. We're here to talk, so let us know what you think. And rate it yourself,
Thank
and
you
let us
so
know what you thought of
much.
the movie. Appreciate y'all, man.
You
Um,
want to know?
and yeah, let's go ahead and move on, bro. So that was Ant-Man. Had a
Boom,
fun
boom,
time
boom.
with that. It's a good one, bro. Good one.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Um,
Glad we got to see it together. It was a
no,
good time
that was
for
nice.
sure.
It was good to finally do that again, bro. Had a
Yeah,
really good
yeah,
time with that.
yeah.
Um, now acting news, bro.
Acting news.
We have a
Some
loaded segment today. I mean, we
loaded
are
segment.
loaded, my boy. I just added another one too because it just came to my mind when we were talking.
Hmm.
We're gonna start off on a kind of a sad note so we can kind of get past this and kind of up the emotion a little bit again. Bruce Willis gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's, which is just horrible. You feel for him and his family. One of the best actors of all time.
Yeah,
Uh, Top 10, just unreal. Some of the best movies of all time. Yeah, just one heck of
it
an
is
actor,
really
man,
unfortunate.
and one heck of a person too. He's a good dude.
Absolutely.
It sucks to see, man. You got any thoughts on that, Braden?
Um, it's just it is a constant reminder that we should be grateful for every day, and that these anybody is susceptible to things like that. You know what I mean? And it's terrible that it's someone like him, but he is a normal human like all of us. So it's like it sucks. You know what I mean? Why would it have to be someone like him too?
Yeah,
Because he was still really into acting. You know what I mean? He was still getting roles and putting out movies and stuff. So it's just unfortunate. At least maybe if he was like, nah, it's never good to wish that on someone. Nah, it's terrible no matter
yeah,
what. But it just sucks, especially the timing of it, especially who it is. But
yeah.
yeah,
No, terrible situation. So we feel for him and his family, man. For sure. But now to kind of lift the spirits back up a little bit, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child got
Abracadabra!
announced. The boy who lived. Yeah, man, crazy. I did not read the book or watch the play. So Brayden, you know a lot more about this. People hated the book. You actually liked it.
Yo,
Is
that's
what you told
crazy to
me.
me. I've seen a few
Um,
comments on that too. Yeah.
yeah.
I read the book and I actually went to England on a Shakespeare trip and I went to the Cursed Child premiere. I didn't go to the premiere and like wasn't there, but I was at the building where it was being played at the West End. And so I got to take pictures out front of there and we got to see the cast list and stuff. So that was really cool. And I think the script's really awesome, and it follows Harry Potter's kid. And it in the way of like I understand why people don't like it, as it's like, you're not going to ask a man, or you're not discovering this chambers of secret, or you know what I mean? Like it's nothing like crazy like that, but it brings back a homage kind of to more of the classic Harry Potter films, like the originals, because it starts over with the kid, and it brings the entire cast back together, like the main cast. And
Yeah.
the big problem is, I know they want to do this movie sooner, but Daniel Radcliffe just really didn't want to come back. Like I don't know if it was. I think it's just because like someone like him, he grew up on that role for so long. He's only known as Harry Potter, and he wants to make his name outside of that. So it pushes him away from doing it. But Warner Brothers is popping, man, and if they're popping, money's talking. That's what I'm saying.
That's
You know what
all
I'm
it is,
saying?
baby. That pay
Yeah,
some paychecks you just can't turn down, and I think that's what this is. And for you guys that haven't seen it, they're trying to get back everybody. They're trying to
yeah,
get Daniel, Rupert, and of course the amazing, amazing um, Emma Watson. So hopefully they can get all them back. And of course, if you can't get them back, don't make it. But if they
yeah.
can, that's gonna be really cool. I'm actually in the process of watching the Harry Potter movies right now. I just got
Yep.
done with Goblet of Fire a couple days ago. Yeah, I think the Order of
We were
Phoenix is
playing
the
the
next one for me. So
we were playing the
um,
Hogwarts Legacy game.
that's what got me into it, brother. That's what got me
Yep.
into it. And if you watch my streams, you know I've been
Logan
streaming that a
streams.
lot.
Yep. Go
Yeah,
check him
yeah,
out. Go check him
definitely
out.
do that. It's Logan A. So yeah, man, on Twitch. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And when I finish the movies, guys, we're gonna do a Harry Potter movie ranking in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. I think people are gonna really enjoy that, man. So. I'm really excited for y'all to see that because I have some
We
controversial
we
takes.
actually had some pretty agreeing opinions,
We
and we
did.
were. Well, I was actually surprised by some of the things you were telling me, but I was like, whatever. Hey man, we're cool cats. I don't care
Yeah,
what
yeah.
any of
He's
y'all
like,
say.
whatever.
Like whatever, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
have the good opinions. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited to do that with you guys, man, because me and Brayden have a lot of the same opinions, and I'm halfway through, so I still have 4 more movies to watch. So I'm really
Yeah, I'm gonna
excited
have to
to
go
do
back
that.
and watch those recaps.
For real, for real. But yeah, man, so that's the Harry Potter news there. Excited for that. So and then Disney, man, Mickey being replaced with some
Bro.
Spyro Walmart version of Spyro.
Bro.
Figment is a purple dragon that's gonna replace Mickey.
And and it's so stupid because like that's what your whole it's like when they took Ronald McDonald out of McDonald's. Like of
Yeah,
course
dude.
Disney's still gonna be there, but it's like nobody cared about those little freaking Happy Meal boxes running around. I would have squished those little things.
Facts.
Give me Mickey.
Facts. Facts.
Who like
Dude,
why are we
and
replacing him with
the
a character we've never
ears.
even met?
The ears are like,
Yeah,
dude.
on
You
the
go,
candy, the
dog.
balloons,
You go to
the ice cream.
Universal. You go to Universal or SeaWorld and people have ears on. It's like
For real,
you see
bro.
those ears, you know what it is. It's Disney. It's your brand. It's stupid that they're doing this. I don't think it's gonna last. I think they're gonna stick with Mickey. I really
I
do.
understand
Or
because if
it's good. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if you saw like why. It's because they're running out of like the ownership for Mickey is under its lease in 2024. So it's going to the public domain. So it's going to be a lot more accessible by anybody into the public, and it's going to be less strict on the rules and the access of it. So it's going to be harder to get back. But I do agree with you. Like, it's so stupid of them not to do that.
And to be honest, I think what it's gonna be is Figment will be the face of Disney, and you'll see a lot more of that character, but the Disney ears will still be there. Everything's still, or the Mickey ears are still going to be there. Everything's still going to be Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Everything's still going to be Mickey Mouse. It's just the quote unquote face of the franchise is going to be Figment, but everything will still be Mickey. There'll be no
So
difference.
stupid.
Um,
Figment.
I don't think that why pick that character too? Like no one knows who that is. Like
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
Get I don't know. Get something from Pixar. Get Lightning McQueen. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Do something, bro. Get Woody. It trips me
Bring
out.
somebody back.
No, for real, bro. That's what I'm saying. Just
Somebody.
somebody, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Disney. I don't know what they're doing. And Zach Galifianakis, starring in a Lilo and Stitch movie,
The live action.
live
It's
action. Yeah,
very
yeah. Emphasis
intriguing.
on live action.
Live action Lilo and Stitch.
What?
No words. Yeah, no words at all. Like Beauty and the Beast, I understand how they did it. The Lion King, I was shocked they pulled that shit off. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm really shocked they pulled that shit off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now
And
Lilo and Stitch.
they had more pressure with Lion King though. They don't have as
Yeah.
much pressure with this. Maybe when they get closer, they'll get a little bit
Because
more.
Little
But
Mermaid's coming
but
out
well,
too.
that's what I'm saying. I was literally just gonna say that. That's
Yeah.
great. That doesn't have a lot of pressure. Nobody's talking about that really. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know there's controversy and stuff surrounding it, but like even if there wasn't controversy, it would still, if anything, it should be getting more talked about. So like people, there's really not a lot of pressure on that right now, and so I don't expect a lot of pressure to be on this. I'll go watch it just because I grew up with the animation
Yeah,
version,
right.
but Zach Galifianakis is a really interesting pick. I'm
I
really interested to see how he's gonna do this.
I wonder to see, yeah, where he's been cast as and
Yeah,
like what he's, because you and me were talking about it. He might be Stitch. Like,
yeah,
there's a good chance he's Stitch.
yeah, yeah. No,
They
that would
brought
be
Seth Rogen as Pumbaa and the Lion King, so I wouldn't
too
put it past
surprised.
them.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real,
for real.
exactly. So that's interesting. And then a live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, which is really
Yeah,
dope. That's pretty cool,
yeah.
man. I actually
I've
really like
seen.
that.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of them, but I agree. Me and my friends over the years have actually talked about it. It's one of those things they should have made for a while. Like that's one of the original things they should have made into a live action movie.
Yeah. And then I one of the pick that I really want is for the main kid is Walker Scobell, man. At least for the first one.
Mm,
Walker Scobell, dude, I love him as an actor. Really cool guy, man. Seriously, really cool kid. And he's I think he plays Percy Jackson in the new TV series.
okay.
But he's a really good actor, and I would love to see him in that role. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a big fan cast dude. I'm not a professional who sits here and does fan casts all the
Hey,
time, but it'd be cool to
who
see,
knows?
man. I'd love to see him take on that role. And obviously, if they do multiple movies, he gets older as the trilogy of the original animation trilogy goes on. But for the first
Yeah,
movie, he was young, so why not let Walker have fun with that and see what he can do?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, man, that'd be dope. And then
That'd be pretty dope.
the last piece of acting news we have is something I just wrote down that I was saying earlier is Batman 2, 2025.
Oh, yeah, dude. I saw how far away it was, and people were
Hmm.
complaining about that. But then when you look at like how The Dark Knight Rises, how
Yeah,
fucking
dude, that was like 4 or 5 years, wasn't it? So
yeah.
it's the
So
same thing here. I'm excited. I
so
don't know what
excited.
direction they're gonna go with it. Maybe Joker, maybe not. I
I
don't know.
hope it's not the last one.
Yeah. It won't, especially if it is Joker. This movie's gonna have, dude. The box, even if it gets bad reviews, the box office is gonna be popping. I don't know how much the
Poppin'.
Batman made, but I know it made a lot, and
Yeah.
I expect this movie, if it has a Joker in it, to make even more, kind of like The Dark Knight. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy about this movie. I love the first one. We saw it together actually,
Yeah, we did.
and both really enjoyed it. And the
We
cinematography,
did.
everything from the cinematography to the characters to the overall tone to the feel to the vibe. I just said
Mm.
3 different words that mean the same,
Boom,
but
boom, boom.
dog, like just the whole, like the detective feel. It's different. It's new, but it's awesome. And you get emo Batman.
You get emo Batman.
Yeah, can't beat that.
You
Can't
can't
beat
beat
that.
that.
Um,
Felt like the video game.
and
It
Andy
really did.
Serkis, bro.
Yeah,
That
man.
was awesome. That was really dope. So I overall,
No,
just the whole cast,
it was
bro.
definitely a different take on Batman, but it was
Yeah,
like so cool.
it
I
was.
loved how they did, dude. I loved it.
Dude, it was really good. It was really good. So I'm curious to see what they do with the second Batman. Should be really interesting. Um, but yeah, that's kind of all the acting
Actors
news
news.
point that we
Okay.
wanted to hit up. So this last segment we have is video game movie adaptations, or in other words, video games you want to see be made into movies. Um,
Yeah.
this was really hard, dude, because like a lot of
Did you
video
put some honorable
games.
mentions?
I didn't do. I There was one that I was gonna put as an honorable mention, but I just forgot it.
I did a
Um,
few, so
okay.
maybe I could shout them out,
No, yeah,
and you could
that's cool.
we
Let's
could go over them together.
let's do that. But before you do that though, I just want to
Yeah.
say it was so hard to find these because there are so many video games that are made into movies. I mean, so many,
Yes.
especially recently. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Uncharted, Resident Evil, The Last of Us, all of that. It's
Mhm.
actually kind of crazy. And those are all picks I would have probably put on this list. Um, but yeah, so we can kind of go into the honorable mentions and go from there. I have some really interesting picks on here. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna start off with one that you just said. I had Resident Evil, and that's in the case of more of the Leon story because the movies they made with the Resident Evil don't really follow the games at all,
Nope.
and I love the game's story.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you've ever played the Resident Evil storyline, but Leon and Chris, like, dude, phenomenal story.
Oh yeah.
And now that they're remastering them all, like Resident Evil 4 is coming out on the way. I'm
Oh,
so
dude,
excited.
I know, bro. Oh my
So excited,
god,
dude.
that's gonna be
So
crazy.
hype.
It's gonna be
Crazy.
crazy.
I had one up here. Thought it would be pretty cool. GTA. I don't know what kind of movie or series it could look like, but you know what I mean. It'd be nice to see a kind of like, especially like GTA 5, how they already had the voice actors. Like, they kind of use their faces. You could already
Yeah,
put them in a movie in a, you know what I mean, alternate dimension.
yeah.
Gotta throw homage to this classic. I don't know how it'd work. Maybe it would be an animated movie, but Minecraft, yo. And I know they've done
Oh
some like
yeah.
TV work with it, but like a real Minecraft movie that follows the story of Minecraft, I feel like that could be
Um,
so cool.
it would definitely have to be an animated movie.
Yeah.
Don't follow what Cats did. So I think.
Oh my God.
Dude, I would love actually I would love to see that. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Where he fights the Ender
You,
Dragon
you
and
just you have to
yeah.
bring in a really interesting story because that can get very boring really quick. You know what I mean?
I could totally see
So,
Chris Pratt playing Steve though.
dude, could you imagine that, bro? That would be dope. I would love that. Just don't do what Minecraft Story Mode did. Don't
Yeah,
follow
right.
that. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, just have fun with it. I actually really like that pick, bro. And actually, that kind of brings me back to one of my honorable mentions. Or no. Wait, was that an honorable mention? Yeah, it was. It was an honorable mention. It's kind of stupid. You're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" But yeah, I don't know. You mean to say it?
Yeah, yeah, say
All
it.
right, people are gonna be like, "Oh," people are probably gonna unsubscribe. You could do. It's gonna sound so stupid. Like, oh, I'm 5 years old. Roblox. You could do a thing
Yo.
with Roblox where each video game is a different dimension and you travel across these different multiverses where you do the natural disaster game or you do the murder mystery
Okay.
game and it's like you're following this guy who's being put in these different multiverses kind of like a Squid Game kind of way, but
Okay.
if that makes sense. But obviously
No, yeah.
it's not a set, like it's not a um controlled environment. You're put into these random universes. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would
No,
love
yeah.
that. Like I know that sounds stupid, but I would love to just see what would happen with that. Um
See where it could go.
and there's so many different mini games on Roblox. You can just be stupid, have so much fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So give me that. Give me that from an honorable mention.
This one's kind of like homage to me and my uncle. This is what I grew up on. I don't know if you ever played it. Tekken. I know they're making like an animated like anime about it, but Tekken's like a fighting game. It's a lot like Mortal Kombat, but like
Okay.
not mechanically wise. It's just a fighting game.
Yeah.
Super cool game, super awesome characters. But moving on, I think Fallout could be a really cool series. Different because all
Yes.
the different Fallout games. You know what I
I didn't
mean?
think of Fallout, bro. That would be a really
Yeah.
good one. That would be a
You
really,
could
really
put
good one.
you could do there's so many. You know what I mean? You
You
could
can
go
do.
whichever
Yeah.
path you want to do
Exactly.
do do do
Do.
do. Um because it's gotten recent popularity and more traction recently, I'll put them as kind of like the two together. They were the two game of the year contenders together, Elden Ring and God of War.
God of War
I
is a good
feel
pick.
like I feel like God of War would be a really good series. I threw Elden Ring up there. I could see it as like a mini series. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going to different places. And then my last one is because I've always seen this, and like Dave Bautista envisions himself there, but we've talked about it before. Gears of War.
Yeah,
If
that's
in, if
right.
ever doing it.
That's right. No, that would be so. I see your type of video game, like what you're into. What you're into. There's a lot of
Yeah.
fun RPGs there. No, I
Yeah.
agree, dude. That would be Dave. Oh my god, bro. Dave
Yep.
Batista. Dude, come on now. That'd be dope.
Those are my I saw, you know what, I'll throw it in here. I saw a Legend of Zelda one too. So I'll throw that in honorable mentions. I saw somebody put that
You might hear me
in
talk
a
about that
something.
in a second.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, this is, just saying.
I think that's the
Uh,
perfect gateway.
yeah, into our top five, baby. Yeah, so we'll just go through kind of how we usually do when we do these rankings, where we just do it. I'll say my number five, and he says his number five, and we'll go back and forth. I'll start
Yeah.
with mine. Number five is going to be what? Can't speak. An animated
Hey,
movie. Animated movie, which is going to be Spyro. The video game Spyro. Give
Ooh,
me an
great
animated
choice.
Spyro movie, and
Great
I will
choice.
die happy.
Die happy.
Dude, I played Spyro on my DS so much, bro. Like
Yeah.
that, cause like growing up, before I had my phone, I had a old computer in my room. Like this thing was old, bro, and all I could do was play solitaire and ping pong on this old
Yeah.
PC. I don't even know what Windows it was, dog. It was old, and I didn't have internet or anything connected to it, so I just played pinball, solitaire, and Minesweeper. That's all I played, bro, and it was that, and then my DS. Those and my little WWE action figures.
Spyro.
That's what I would do.
Oh,
So that was my
dude,
that was my
I love
entertainment, bro.
those.
That was my entertainment, and dude, I had the ring and everything, dog. That was cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, so yeah, I those are like my three different forms of entertainment. And the DS, I played Mario Kart and
Mhm.
Spyro. That's it. Oh, and Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
But Spyro I played probably the second most behind Mario Kart. And I fell in love with the story. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was something fresh. It was new. The graphics were really good for that time.
Yeah.
That was my first time being introduced to Spyro. I love the cartoon feel to it. Really fun story, and you have to add a lot to it. It's once again a story that can get very boring very quick. Add something to it, make it fun, maybe even make it a little mean. You know,
Yeah.
just make it fun and engaging. This is a movie that it's not going to be big at the box office just because with Mario everybody knows who Mario is. With Zelda everybody knows who Zelda is.
Yeah.
With Spyro, this new
It's gonna
generation
be
of
your
kids,
PS2.
you tell that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You say Spyro and 12-year-olds gonna be like what? But you say Spyro to the 90s and early 2000s kids, and their ears perk up. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, let's get it. So
Spyro. What?
it might
Yeah.
not make as much in the box office, but
I mean, if
if
they
you
did
can,
what's his face? Captain Underpants, you could totally do Spyro.
yeah. But no, but I don't agree though, because Captain Underpants are still like read in school. Those books are still read in school a
That's
lot.
true.
You know what I mean? So
That's
it
true.
pulls over. Dude, I haven't heard Spyro in years,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they're still making games or what. But give me a Spyro movie, and if you can gain that young audience, it's a $400 million movie, easy. So
Boom.
just get that young audience, and you're gonna make your budget back plus a couple hundred mil.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that I don't know. I love that pick. I think that's a
No,
fun
that's a
movie.
great pick, actually. I didn't
Yeah,
even think of Spyro.
yeah,
That's
bro.
awesome. Because I even thought of Crash Bandicoot, but I didn't think of Spyro.
I love that game too. That should probably
Yeah.
be an honorable mention for me. Yeah, that's
That
a
is
good
an
one.
honorable. That should be an honorable mention. We're
Hmm.
throwing it up there. Boom.
Legendary.
Um.
Even though
So
that
my
game is
top,
probably the first game that made me rage. I threw my DS across the room so much
for
with that
sure,
game, bro. Oh my
for
god. Sorry,
sure,
I'll let you
dude.
go. My bad.
No, you. But dude, totally right. Um. So my top five. It was gonna originally be the Resident Evil, but it's already a series, so I kind of decided against that.
Hmm.
I went with BioShock. I don't know if you've ever played the BioShock games. Um, I've played. I think I've played two. I've played through the BioShock Infinite, and I played a little bit of. I think it was the very first one that came out. Games are really fun, actually. It's a
What's it about?
first-person shooter. It's just, it's all over the place. I'm gonna say. When I played BioShock Infinite, like you kind of wake up in this utopia society And when you go out, like it's like floating cities,
That's
and
cool.
it's just like everything was like a different theme every place. You know what I mean? But it was
Sure.
very utopian, like, and like a specific set of rules, like very dictatorship in a way too, though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you couldn't say anything or do this, and or like people around you would start to look at you, and then everyone would start to look at you, and you're like, oh shit. And then the people would come like, all right, you have to come with us.
Yeah,
So it was
I like
actually a
that.
really, really interesting game, but you have like superpowers and stuff, and not like flying and super strength, but you have like an ability with like this force. It's really cool. No,
That's
it's a
dope.
very awesome game.
I
Yeah.
bet that.
And I think it could be really cool in the theaters. I don't think as well it probably wouldn't be like a big box office jump, but the people that do know BioShock in the idea of what it could be, maybe with enough trailer work, I think the design of how the game is made that would draw people in because
Well,
it's just
the
so
name
cool.
alone,
Yeah,
Bioshock, just
yeah.
sounds dope. You know what I mean? Like,
BioShock.
I want to go watch that.
It's so
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. You
Uh,
should look up a video later on.
yeah, bet that,
Check it
dude.
out.
I'll get into it. My number four is a game that probably nobody has when they make
Oh shoot.
these lists. It's a
Okay.
very underrated game. Didn't
Okay.
ever finish it, but I played a lot of it. Firewatch.
Oh, dude. No, no, no.
Firewatch,
Dude,
bro.
that's totally not underrated at all. That is such a good one, dude.
I love that video game. And
It,
it sucks I
yeah.
never finished it. Um, but just the visuals, that's what brought me into it, dude. I was sitting there, I was like, dude, I can't, I just, that cartoony feel.
And
But
you
I
could
was
even make
like,
the movie like that,
that's
dude.
what I'm saying, bro. Like you could either go there's so many different routes you can take with the realism
Yeah.
and the cartoony. You could even go in and out of that realm. I don't know, that you could do some crazy stuff with it. I love the idea of being in this like national, forest and trying to get out. Like I love that. You know what I mean? And you can play
Yeah.
around with different creatures. You can do so much stuff with the story. You don't have to follow the game. You can do so many different things, and that door
Hmm.
is wide open for opportunities. So if you get that right writer, the right director, right production company behind it, this is an absolute hit. And
I
it's a
agree.
film that I think I can just visualize it right now. Would work would just be insane. Just because it's a video game that has a calm feel but a very serious tone.
Yeah.
And that's I that oh stop, bro. I'm getting hyped. Just give me. I love movies like that where like it's very calming, but it's mysterious, bro. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's eerie, and I can just visualize that film being played out in my mind. So give me a Firewatch movie, dude, and
I
I
think
I
that could
will
be
go
really
see it
awesome.
opening night, dog. Just for the visuals
Yeah.
alone, because they can do so many different things with it. And it's just one of the most beautiful games I've ever played in my life.
So, I totally agree. No, I've watched a lot of playthroughs on that game. I watched like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye play that game.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah, man.
Beautiful
That's
game.
what got me into it. Was Jacksepticeye,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Super
Top to
awesome.
the morning to you, laddies. Yeah.
Top of the morning. Um, so my four, I have a four and like a 3.5 ish, but I really won't go much into the 3.5. I just kind of want to throw this category out there.
Mm.
Um, so with my number four, I went with the game Detroit Become Human. I don't know if you've ever played it. It is a pick and choose like action game, but it's based around the three characters. I'm gonna butcher it. I know it's um Marcus, Connor, and I'm trying to think of the woman's name. Might be Allison or something like that.
Okay.
But basically you they're it's basically about this society. We're like in 2042 now, and humans have cyborgs. And basically cyborgs are basically have taken over all of our jobs, you know what I mean? They do the hard work for us. We have them as like servants and stuff, and you basically can buy like people buy a robot like they buy a car as like a servant, and everybody has one to do everything. And this is about these three robots going basically like deterrent mode and breaking out of the system and finding themselves and like becoming kind of human.
Like
And
gaining a
it's
conscious,
yes, becoming conscious and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and it's really dude, it's so cool. And it's like a pick and choose game, you know what I mean? And that's where my 3.5 is going, is like into some of those pick and choose games. But it's super cool. Yeah, you get to like choose, dictate the story with all three of them. Like by the end of it, all three of them can be on the same side or they can be against each other. Like it's
Oh,
so
that's
cool.
cool.
And they tie them all together. Yeah, dude, that's one for your stream. I think would like do great. It is so it's like Until Dawn, how that game is,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's like all action instead of horror, which isn't a bad thing. But I think for a movie, it'd be a lot like Ready Player One type thing, or like
Yeah,
Independence
that's what I was
Day. It'd
thinking.
be, dude, that I hope you like. You should check out a YouTube video. You would freaking kill playing that
Bet
game on a
that.
stream.
Bet that, bro.
Um, my 3.5 is gonna be like the Quarry, Until Dawn. Like
Yeah.
those are just some honorable mention games, but like the pick and choose, I think they'd be so cool. But the reason I can't put them on my top five is like I don't know how you would do it in, you know what I mean? Like you'd
Sure.
have to just pick one
Yeah,
story.
I get that.
At least in like with Detroit Become Human, I feel like there's like
There's
clearly a good
room.
ending.
And there's room
Yeah,
to
Until
explore. Like
Dawn.
that, dude, I was actually gonna put Until Dawn on here, but I was like, that story's already planned out. You cannot do anything different. You're literally
Exact.
just taking already a good story and pretty much a
Yeah,
movie that you just make decisions for and putting it on screen. I totally agree.
I 100% agree, and that's how the Quarry is too. It's a great game, but it's a one-off thing.
Yep.
But the Detroit Become Human, I honestly think they're gonna make a second one.
Okay.
But yeah, really cool game. That's my number four.
Bet that, dude. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this next one just because it speaks for itself. The fact that The Legend of Zelda doesn't have a movie yet, just
Dun, 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 dun,
dog.
dun.
How? How? We've gotten every other big game into a movie,
It's like, where's
but
Zelda?
not Zelda? There's got to be some kind
Yeah,
of copy. There's some like licensing issue or something, dude. Because that's one of the. I mean, listen, I was never a big Zelda fan. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Zelda fan, but I appreciate the impact it's had on the video game community in general and on society, dude. I mean, everybody and their brother played this game growing up. Doesn't really matter how old you are, what your age is. Um, and yeah, that this film, bro, just or this, yeah, or oh wait, my bad, sorry, audio kind of cut out. But that video game is just beautiful, and
yeah.
everything from the story to the visuals to the character
Bohemia, I've
development,
never played.
um, unreal, and there's so much opportunity there. And this is a movie that no matter how bad it is, 200 mil in the
So
box
many,
office, 300 mil.
absolutely.
You're going to get your money
Everyone's going
back.
to see
So
it.
why hasn't a company done this? A studio? I don't know. That's a great question. Do it. You're going to make a crap ton of
Illuminations,
money. Do it. And that's what I'm saying.
Illuminations.
You can
Already
make it
got
into an
Mario.
animation. You don't have to make it in a real life. Make it an animation movie. Illumination, you're doing a great job with Super Mario Bros. You know that's gonna. You already know you're gonna make all your money back on that, and a crap ton more. Do this. Do all,
Yeah.
and I think I think Illumination even hinted toward that. They're gonna make a Nintendo universe.
Oh,
Do
really?
it. Do
Do
it.
it.
Just
Do it.
do it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So yeah,
No, I
just
totally agree.
it's just I had to put it on this list, and I had to put it so high because it's a movie that's just an automatic success. No matter how crappy it is, I can make it and it still make 100 mil
100%. The fan base
just
is
for the
go
name.
nuts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my number 3.
My number three, it went back and forth between my two and three, but I'm gonna put at my number three the Telltale's The Walking Dead
I
with
never played it.
Clementine. Oh my lordy lord, dude. That's a game, man. Like that first one, The Walking Dead season one will have you crying, like profusively crying if you play that game. I promise. Like if you watch PewDiePie play it, like sobbing, dude. That is like the only time I've ever seen
I
that
remember
man
that.
sob.
I remember seeing videos and
Everyone that
clips.
played it would sob, bro,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And I honestly think maybe the second season was my favorite, but I don't know. The first season was so good. Starts to get off track towards the third and fourth, but it does find its way back home in the fourth season. And
Kind of gets back on
sorry,
track.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little late. It hit me. It was like
yeah. It's 2 a.m. right now. Yeah.
boom. But yeah, no, it finds its way back to getting on track, and I love that series. It's a 4 game series, so you could just play around with that and do it however you want, and the characters like Clementine. I've met the voice actress in real life; she's amazing, and you could just do so much there. And even if you did it, I think it would have to be live action because they always talked about having her character cross over in the shows in real life. Just never happened.
Yeah,
But I think it's something that would be super cool. But that's one of those games. It is a pick and choose game, but there is like an actual story. Like there's a
sure.
definitely a story, a good way of how things are supposed to go. And like even if some characters like don't make it here and there, the main people that need to be through the entire story will be through the entire story. So it's
Sure.
like, so
I bet that, bro. It's a good pick. I like that. I like that.
thank you. Thank you,
Um,
sir.
top
I
two.
hope people agree.
Top two.
Top two, I
Let's
think I have a
get
really
it.
good top two. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I already know you're gonna love my top two because they're unique. Number two for me is gonna be Far Cry 3.
Oh my god, I have Far Cry too. Oh
Actually,
my god.
no
Oh
way,
my
dude. No
god.
way.
Oh my god. Yo, okay, like I don't even need to say
Yo.
my top two. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Dude, my number two is also Far Cry, so let's just talk about it together.
Is there a certain game that you want to base it off of?
If it what,
Primal.
dude, it would be Far Cry 3.
Best story.
It is definitely the best story and definitely the best villain in
Voss.
my
Oh,
opinion.
dude.
Oh my god, Voss
Dude.
is
Voss,
dude,
bro.
so cool.
He was not on.
He's actually come out in real life saying like, "Where the hell is the live action movie?
Dude,
Like, why haven't we made
and
it?"
he would do great. I mean,
He's so good.
he was one of the
They've
best
done
video
Uncharted now.
game. That's what I'm saying. One of the best video game villains of all time. He would do just as well as a good movie villain. I don't want to see it as a TV show. No,
Yo, the guys,
don't do a
this is
TV
how
show.
you know that like at the beginning when we were doing our movie review scores and it's 8.4, like we're not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're just on the same wave
Dude, I know we
sometimes.
don't tell. Listen, this is the one part that I did not tell Brayden anything about. We never say how we
No,
rate the movie, and we never say the little ranking
your
thing
list
that we
and
do at the
stuff.
end. Yeah, so like
Yeah,
that's just trippy, bro.
yeah,
People are gonna
it's
be like, "Oh,
crazy.
they talked before." No, we didn't. We didn't.
I would say
Um,
I would say Far Cry 4 is a close second for me because that's a
okay.
really good story too. I did like that game,
Mhm.
but Far Cry 3 is definitely like the best game. It has the best story, best
I
villain.
mean, it's just guys going on a vacation and just getting a crappy position, wrong place,
Yeah,
wrong time.
right.
They get stuck in just a terrible situation. That one of the best openings to any video game I've ever played.
Yeah,
Escaping
man.
that camp.
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
cool.
First Far Cry
Watching
game
your
I ever
practical
played.
brothers die, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. First Fry. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I know. It's
Yeah.
such an emotional, crazy game. The story's great. The just the characters are really fun. The gameplay is better than any of the other Far Cry games, which is weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything from like the different vehicles, the driving the little safari trucks around was dope. With a little Honolulu girl, I think that was in Far Cry 3, sitting on the little dash.
Yeah.
Is that the radio towers too? Is that Far Cry 3?
I
Or was that
I
4?
think they all had the radio towers,
Oh,
did
did
they
they?
not?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm
Maybe, I
tripping.
don't
Maybe I'm
know.
tripping. But I never really played too many of the others. I played 4 and Primal. Did not play 5 though. Um, but yeah, no, just a game that I was one of my
I
first
played
like
very
big story
similar
games.
routes. I did play 5, a little bit, but I also played Primal and 4. Very good
I
one.
love Primal too. Primal's a good one, but I don't think that
Yeah,
would work good as a
it
movie.
wouldn't work as
It's
good.
it's
Yeah.
too hard to CGI the saber, all that stuff. Yeah, that's too much. But yeah, Far Cry 3 overall, love it. Good story, fun characters, and one of the best. He would be one of the best movie villains of all time. Us.
Yeah.
So, just throw that out there, bro.
All right. Well, do you want to do your number one? Do you want me to do my number one? Like, I don't know. That was mine too as well.
Okay,
So
so we'll just dive into my number one first. Then, we kind of talked something
I will
about
freaking
this.
lose my dude.
No,
Don't even
it's not.
say
It's
it.
not. It's not. It's something that we talked about. It's not. I promise you, it's not. This is a type of a movie that we talked about. I said I love tragedies.
Uh-huh.
Love tragedies. If it is, I'm just gonna quit the
I'm gonna
podcast.
lose my mind.
You do a COD Zombies.
Okay. Holy crap. No.
Okay, so we're good now.
And
Okay,
it's
okay, good,
it's
good,
good because I actually almost put a Call of Duty on there,
good.
but the only thing that pushed me away is like trying to choose what story I would want to do. And I
That
actually
and
really love the take that you're going with right now.
yeah, and that and the reason I went zombies because I thought the same thing. I was like, give me
Oh,
a
the
COD
Richtofen and
campaign.
like Tank story
Well,
is
and
like
I'll get to
so
that one second.
awesome.
So, uh, I went with COD campaign at first, but I was like, no, we've already seen too many war movies. Put that to the side.
Yeah.
None's gonna beat Saving Private Ryan, Hawksaw Ridge. That's all in its own category. So I was like, man, I love COD. What can I do with that? I was like,
You'd have to
zombies,
cast the perfect price.
dude. I know, bro. Zombies. I was like, that just hit me, and sure you can do Nikolai and all those guys. You know what I mean? The iconic cast.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking about was you get whether it's them or whether it's just four random people, put them in a game of zombies. I don't know how they're going to get there, whether it's they're captured, whatever it is. And they go through each round, just like a normal Call of Duty Zombies game. And throughout the game, more of the characters die to where there's one character left. And instead of him saving the day and making it out, he dies this traumatic death. And he slowly becomes insane seeing all of his buddies die in front of him. You know what I mean? Because think about it, you go from 4 people to 3 to 2. Maybe the fourth person, that first person, might die pretty early on, like really early on, maybe the first round or something. You know what I mean? Thinking they might be in a video game or something, some like Ready Player One type stuff, where they don't know what's real, what's not. So you do that, and then you kill one guy, so then all the other characters know it's serious. Then we jump, forward 5 rounds, but you develop some story as you go along, right? I don't know how you would do it. I'm just saying this is, something that came on my mind.
I think it's super cool, actually.
So you develop this story, start, making us care about these characters. That first character that dies, you don't have to care about him. That's just someone that is there to make the audience, right, make the audience know that this is real stuff. We're gonna kill whoever we want to kill in this. So then you kill a third person, then kill a second person, and like I said, with that last person, he gets more and more crazy as the story goes on. Or as more of his buddies die, his buddies die right in front of him in the most traumatic, terrible way, coughing up blood, you know what I mean? Saying, say hi to my family for me, or just some terrible stuff that just knows that it's going to mess this dude up. And then in the end, he's at, round 25, or that's as far as I've ever made it. You know what I mean? Round 30, This dude's Jesus. And instead of making it out, he dies. Yeah. And obviously you got to make it climactic. You can't just be like, oh, one zombie gets him, whatever. He can be training the zombies or something like that. And then one of the big, like big guys comes down, one of the bosses. I don't know what you want to do. Just do something and make his death just insane. Maybe make him think that he's going to make it out, but he doesn't. Make the audience think he's going to get it out right there at the end. Maybe there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, you know what I mean, as an analogy, and you think he's going to make it out, but he doesn't. Whether that's that the person running the zombies match said that after a certain amount of rounds he would stop it, and he doesn't stop it, whatever it is, do something that that just throws the audience off guard and make that final death crazy. So I'm a big tragedy guy. We were talking about this actually when we were getting into Universal to watch Ant-Man. I was like, bro, the one thing I don't like about Marvel movies is the good guys always win. That's why I like Civil War so much, because they didn't.
Yeah,
Zemo won.
That's why Endgame was so good. I like Endgame over
Infinity War over Endgame. Yeah, no, same here. And they always win. And we were talking about that. I was like, bro, I want to do a short film or something where they don't win, like the good guy doesn't win. And this is a video game or a movie that I think I'd love to see, and I think it's a good opportunity. It'd be very hard to develop those characters and story, really hard actually, because you're in this confined space with not a lot of breaks in between the different rounds. But if you wanted to, you could not stick that true to the COD Zombies rules and stuff, and make and make the different rounds, make like the rounds,
because it's just rounds for the players in the storyline.
Right.
They don't, you know what I mean? They're not experiencing rounds, so you could do
so keep the structure the same. Have the rounds get harder each time, whatever it is.
Thing,
right.
You know what I mean?
But you can have big breaks in between. Have a 5-minute break in between, 10-minute break, just so we can see our characters relax and talk it out. You know what I mean? Have a good
get to know them, and
that's what I'm saying.
Kind of grow.
Yeah, and then of course you have time before they get into the match too that you can kind of play around with. So overall, just I think that'd be fun to play around with, and I would not
Something you could
like I
definitely
said,
play with.
don't do a stupid campaign movie because that's just going to be a normal war movie. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just do a COD Zombies. We've never seen anything like that before. I don't know why this has never been brought up. Do it, have fun with it, play around with it, and I will go and see it in the theaters, no matter how crappy it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think you'll like my number one. I think a lot of people will, and I think it's an amazing choice. We're gonna bring it back to the old Western days and say Red Dead
Yeah,
Redemption.
I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
put Red Dead Redemption at my number one. And with Red Dead 1, it's a prequel to Red Dead 2. Or it's a sequel. I'm so sorry. Red Dead 2 is a prequel to Red Dead 1. Um, the game is just so phenomenal, man. And the first one is awesome. It's a classic. It's literally it has one of the most iconic scenes at the end of the game. And the second one almost won Game of the Year, had several nominations for
Probably should
the
have.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Dude, such a great game. And to see it play it out in real life, you could actually do it in a real life scenario. And I think that would be better than GTA. And that's why I put GTA in honorable. I feel like Red Dead could play out better story wise than GTA because it's more consistent and there is really only like one storyline it follows.
Yeah.
Whereas GTA jumps from like, you have
Michael
Nico
Franklin. Yeah.
Cousin, then you
Yeah.
got like CJ, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
got like Michael Franklin, all those guys.
Yeah.
So, but I think Red Dead would I think bringing Western video game adaptation like that would one Rockstar's a huge company as it is.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Red Dead because of like how it was back and then, and when they released Red Dead 2, it got put right back on the map.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna maybe want to see a GTA movie then from there. So they're gonna like people that are interested in GTA are like, oh shoot, maybe if we go show attention to this, that'll get like you know what I mean? I think it'll do good at the box office. I think you get some really awesome actors to play it, and I think the story's pretty simple to follow, you know what I mean?
And Rockstar can make its own production company like Nintendo and do
Totally.
movies. So I see what you're saying, and I can branch out into all kinds of stuff. I'll say this: I did think of Red Dead. The reason I didn't put it there is
Yeah.
because even though the story is one of the best Western stories, I'm kind of burnt out over Western stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we've already seen a lot of Western movies, so that's why I didn't put it up there. But I would still love to see Red Dead uh,
Yeah.
film. I think that would be great. I love Arthur. I just the whole
Awesome
all the
Logan.
characters are all the characters are unreal. So give me a Red Dead Redemption movie, and yeah, I'm gonna go to movie theaters to watch it. So good pick, bro.
Thanks,
Really
sir.
good pick.
There
Um,
you go.
so yeah, man, there we go.
Getting down to the top five.
Those are our
I'm
top
I'm
five,
so
bro.
happy we had the same two. That
Dude,
is so
I
convenient.
that is wild, and
Yeah, right.
I was pretty close to putting Red Dead up there as well. So that would have been great. But yeah, man, that those are our video game movie adaptations or video games to film adaptations. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys let us know in the comments too if you're
I was
watching on
about to say
YouTube. Give us your top five video
we
games
want
that
to
you'd
see
love to
them
see as movies or TV shows. And let us know what you guys think, man.
because there's
Um,
definitely quite a few that we forgot about and we missed. You know,
oh, for sure. It's
for
so
sure.
hard to because we played so many video games. You know what I mean? It's so
I
hard to
know,
kind
dude.
of.
It's
This
so
was a really
hard
hard
thinking of
list,
it.
which is why I didn't do a top 10 because I was like, bro, I
Hmm.
don't even know. So we did a top five for this one. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, bro. I'm pretty happy with
Yeah,
that.
I me
Good
too.
stuff,
That was
man.
awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast, man. Ant-Man acting news and video game movie adaptations. We got some really fun episodes on the way. I was talking with Brayden.
Absolutely.
We're gonna start planning more in advance. Starting in like April. Or May, we'll start bringing on some guests as well. One
Hmm.
week every month, which should be pretty cool. And we'll do interviews. We'll talk to them. You know, all that fun stuff. Or we might do it a couple times. Might do it 2 weeks out of the month. We'll see how we
Yeah.
feel that out. But yeah, man, we really are enjoying it. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. Like I said, the top 8 Harry Potter movies that we're gonna be ranking. That's gonna be a lot
Yes,
of fun.
sir.
We're gonna talk about some method acting one week, which should be really
Yes.
interesting.
Very
Um,
excited for that
and
one.
yeah, some big movies: Cocaine Bear, Scream
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Creed 3.
Dude,
It's
there's a lot
popping.
coming out, dude.
It's
And yeah,
actually
DC
crazy.
Jonathan
Super
Majors
Mario
coming back
Bros.
for Creed 3. That's cool. That's so cool too. He's gonna be the big dog.
That's what I'm saying,
Big
bro.
villain again. He's a good
Yeah,
villain.
he really is. Um, so yeah, man, good stuff. I'm really really happy with what we got coming up. So a lot of fun content.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, guys, I really do appreciate you guys listening every week. Like I said, it really does mean a lot. If you're watching on YouTube, remember we have a Spotify account. And if you're watching on Spotify or listening to Spotify, remember we have a
We
YouTube
got a
channel.
YouTube.
So go check that
Check
out.
him out.
Make sure you check out our Instagrams too. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see them right here in the center. Brayden
Bing,
and
bing, bing,
Logan
bing,
right
bing,
there.
bing,
Make sure
bing,
you
bing, bing.
follow us, DM us what kind of content you want to see, what kind of who you want us to
Absolutely.
interview as well, or bring on the,
Yeah.
the podcast for later episodes. We'll definitely talk about it. But yeah, no, I really do appreciate y'all listening, man, and watching. Brayden, do you have any last words for the people?
Just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. We really appreciate you. We bang these videos out for you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys are able to go see the movie. It was such a good time. I've been telling my
Yeah.
friends, go see Ant-Man. It was super fun. Keep up with your own actor news. If there's anything that we missed that you thought was pretty crazy, put in the comments. We'll put in next week's episode. And yeah, let's hear your top 5. I want to hear it. I want to see some things that I didn't think of and didn't think about putting on there. So thank you guys always. We appreciate you.
There you go. And next time we'll try not to film at 2 a.m. Uh,
Yeah,
I know we
yeah,
both
I
look a
won't be
little
on it the
tired.
whole time.
Yeah. So we'll definitely get it up next time
Yeah,
for you
man, my
guys.
freaking bags under my eyes are
Yeah.
terrible.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, we are just a little bit, just a little tight, just a little bit. But we'll definitely get it up next time. We'll try to do. It's just like it's always like the only time we're like both available to do it. You know what I mean?
I know,
So
right?
it's weird. We're both so busy. Both so busy.
Yeah.
But no, man. Like I said, thank you guys for listening or watching. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on.
Appreciate you.
It really does mean a lot. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
We will
Thank you,
see
guys.
you.
See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Yes, sir.